Hey guys, this is Charlotte with Creative Outlet Lady. Today we're going to be doing a watercolor painting of a sunflower, and then we're going to add yellow tissue paper on top to make extra petals. Okay, so the first thing you would need would be heavy cardstock paper or watercolor paper, painter's tape or masking tape, pencil, watercolor paints, paint brushes, scissors, and of course yellow tissue paper. The first thing we're going to want to do is tape down our paper because with watercolors the paper tends to warp a little bit when it gets wet. And then we're going to draw a circle right in the middle of our paper, about fist size, and it doesn't have to be perfect as you can see. And I actually went back over it and did little squiggle lines. You're going to want to keep it light colored because we are painting over it, so you don't want it to stand out too much. And then we're gonna just do a little sketch of a flower all the way around it, like the petals, but again, you're gonna be covering that with tissue paper at the end, so it's not a big deal. And then a stem down, and the stem is kind of big and thick because that's how sunflowers are. And then a leaf on each side, just very, very simple leaf. And of course you could stop and pause this whenever you need to. And then we're gonna start painting. I did the outer edge yellow, and like I said, again, we're gonna cover the yellow later even more, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're going to do brown in the middle. I'm using a small round brush for this, but whatever you have on hand I'm sure is fine. And I just did just flat, putting the brush down over and over again and going around in circles, doing an outer layer, then inner, inner, and inner. And there's my son doing some of his and my daughter doing hers, and she kind of did what she wanted. But that's okay, they were just doing their own thing, and there's another daughter doing her thing. And then I'm getting closer to the middle now. I just, like I said, just keep going around and around until you get to the middle. And then in my set, I had like a lighter brown, so I did a little bit lighter in the middle, but again, you don't have to do that. And then I kept adding more and more and more layers to it. And then I went back and added a little more yellow to the brown. You can do that, but you don't have to. The kids kind of did their own thing. Either they made it all brown, or they did lighter, or they did whatever they wanted it, how they ever wanted it to look. So it's really up to you. And then I just did a green, regular green for the stem. And then I think I went back and actually added in a little bit lighter green, but I know some of the primary sets don't have variations of colors. They just have one green, one yellow, one brown. So whatever you have on hand is totally fine. And then I just filled in the leaves. And as you notice, sunflowers do have pretty big leaves and they have a really thick stem, so don't feel like, it's going over the top. And then in the background, instead of doing a bunch of little tiny sunflowers, I knew that would be way too involved, I just did grass. So I just, again, took my round small brush and just did, dashes all the way across and then just filled it in. And then I took a bright blue color, and I have a flat brush for this, just to make it easier and quicker and make life easier. I just went back and forth. And when I went around the flower, I knew I didn't have to be perfect because again, we are gonna cover it with tissue paper. So once we have everything done and colored and filled in, I found some tissue paper, and we actually, up in our attic, we had in our stash a lighter yellow and a darker yellow. So first I'm using the lighter yellow, and I folded it in like fours, just kept folding it over and over, and then I kind of just drew out a leaf petal, just as simple as you could see. And there's 4 of them I have, and then I just cut them out. And of course you want them to be bigger than your flower so that they can cover up the whole thing. And then we just used our simple glue stick to put them down. And I love the glue stick it comes out purple, so you could actually see where you put the glue down. And of course, make sure your painting's dry, number 1, I should have said that first. And then I just went all the way around. And first I did mostly the lighter color, but a couple of the darker color got in there. And then once that first layer around was on, I went back in between each petal and glued in the middle and did another whole layer. And then that's it done, but then the glue still has to dry because it's purple, and then that's it all dried. And I love the way it came out because it just gives it some texture and dimension and life, and that's mine all done. And then you'll see everybody else's. My one daughter did just like mine pretty much. My son did pretty much like mine, but he opted not to add the tissue paper, which is fine. And then my daughter Ava always likes to do abstract, and she did the red instead of the yellow, which is totally cool. You do you and how you like it. That's what it's all about. I really hope you enjoyed this craft, and I hope you join me again soon. Bye!